name is Lindy. This is the story of how I and my community worked with the municipality to upgrade our informal settlement. Our story has been a long one, but I hope that this summary will give you a better understanding of what is involved in an upgrading process. As you will see, we did not sit back and wait for government to build houses for us. We worked in partnership with government through the 5-phase upgrading process. Before we started the upgrading process, our informal settlement was often flooded during heavy rains. In preparation for the upgrading phase, our community negotiated and developed plans with the municipality on how we would upgrade our informal settlement. A few years ago, I was elected onto the community committee to represent our community in negotiations with government to upgrade our informal settlement. Our community was one of a number of informal settlements that had been identified by the municipality for upgrading. Our settlement was on a good public transport route, so it made sense that our area would be upgraded and not relocated. The municipality held workshops with us where we discussed how we would like our informal settlement to be upgraded. In these workshops, we discussed most of the things that I will tell you about in this story. The municipality used the rough plans we discussed with them to produce more detailed plans. These plans showed what needed to be done in the short term, medium and long term, and how the short-term interventions would all contribute towards the long-term upgrading vision. Some of these plans involve the municipality having to upgrade the big pipes to get water to our settlement and take sewage away. The upgrading plans also suggested where the necessary funds would be obtained to help with the upgrading. In the second basic development phase, government helped us by putting in some initial basic services and providing tenure recognition. The municipality used the plans they had developed with us in the previous phases to guide them in putting in water standpipes, communal toilets, and other basic services. We were given an occupation certificate by the municipality, which confirmed that we could live in our shacks as long as we followed the rules of the community and those of the municipality. We managed to get a little bit of money from government and local businesses to build a small multi-purpose hall where we could hold meetings and other functions out of the rain and sun. We also arranged with government for some of us to get training in construction and other skills. Because our settlement was close to a river, some of us had to move to a new piece of land. This area was developed in a similar way to how our informal settlement was upgraded. In the third development support phase, we continued to improve our houses and neighborhood, using our own resources and whatever support we could get from government. Our committee was trained in leadership and other organizational development skills so that we could better serve our community. We started formal savings and loan schemes so that those that were interested could save a little money to be able to improve their houses in future. We also negotiated with business and clubs in our area to support projects like creches and other community and small business projects. Now that we knew that we could not easily be evicted from our houses, we found ways of using our own money and money from employers and others to start to turn our shacks into homes. Some of us even started a community garden on a piece of land that had been identified for this purpose in the planning phase. My partner was even able to get an old container and use this to start a new spaza shop. The local community policing forum we have established works closely with the police and others to deal with crime. In the fourth consolidation phase, government and others helped us some more to upgrade our title deeds, services, houses, and neighborhood. Government came back after helping us with basic services to upgrade the roads and put in the pipes needed to get water and toilets to each plot. Those of us that qualified for housing subsidy were then finally able to use this to add to and improve the houses that we had already started to build. Those of us that qualified for housing subsidies were also given title deeds by government, showing that we now owned our own houses. Our committee also negotiated with another government department to upgrade the multipurpose hall into a business advice office. The municipal bus system was also extended through our settlement, making it easier for us to move around. Government mainly used the upgrading of informal settlement subsidy for this upgrading phase, but many other government programs were also used to upgrade the hall, the bus system, and other facilities and services. We used the People's Housing Process Subsidy to upgrade our houses. This brings us to the fifth and final phase, the maintenance and improvement phase, where we continued working with government and others to fix and improve our houses and neighborhood. We are all very proud of our homes and continue to maintain and improve them. The municipality continues to provide us with municipal services like refuse removal and street cleaning. We used the various evaluations that were done during the whole upgrading process to reflect on what had been achieved, and this helped inform us on what follow-up steps we would need to take. For many of us, it is difficult to afford to stay in our houses, but government does provide an indigent discount, which helps. Some of us have even been able to start our own businesses as we now can get loans from the bank. We have learned a lot through this process and are now able to share our experiences and advise other communities on what they can do. It has been a long process and there is still a lot we want to do. But let's reflect on what we have achieved and remind ourselves how we got here. Firstly, in the preparation phase, our community and government negotiated and jointly planned for the upgrading of our informal settlement. Secondly, in the basic development phase, government arranged for basic tenure, basic services, and other initial services and facilities. Thirdly, in the development support phase, we continued to use whatever resources we could get as households and as the community to develop our houses and neighborhood. Fourthly, in the consolidation phase, government came back to help us upgrade the houses, tenure, and neighborhood that we had already started to develop. And now, in the final maintenance and improvement phase, we will continue to organize and find ways to improve our houses and neighborhood even more. In conclusion, I hope that my story has shown you how a few dedicated people working together and displaying good leadership are able to partner with government and others to incrementally co-create their own future. My advice to you, if you want to achieve similar results, is to firstly, start with what you have, where you are now. Don't wait for and depend on others to do things for you. Work now with those who are willing. As an individual and as a group, identify and keep your long-term vision in mind and don't give up. Take whatever small steps and actions you can at each stage of your journey. Use the momentum for doing things to get others to walk the journey with you. Make sure you learn from and build on your experiences so you do things better each time. And finally, share your experiences to inspire others to follow a similar path. It's now up